Okay, everyone. Please, before we start, um, please mute your respective microphones first. And if you have questions, feel free to unmute your microphone and just ask away whatever clarifications that you want or whatever questions that you have. Yeah, so let's start. Good evening here in the Philippines, or good morning to those who are morning in their time zones. Welcome to our webinar. So our webinar is about Learn Chatbot with Marketing Master IO, or MMIO. On this webinar, we are going to discuss the features that would be beneficial for you and for your clients, how you can use the chatbot feature in Messenger and Instagram, because those two are pretty similar. They have similar features. You would learn how to use that, how you can best utilize and best get value out of this feature. So we have a lot to discuss. First is we are going to discuss the 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 rule, or what we call the Facebook messenger policy, because that is the overarching rule that we must follow. And whenever we create a flow, or whenever we create a chatbot flow, we should keep in mind the 24-hour window, or 24-hour rule, or the messenger policy, and how we can best create our campaigns to follow messenger policy and safely send our messages to our subscribers. So that would be our first part of the lesson. And after that, we would move to actually importing our page, creating our chatbot flow, and then the basics of the chatbot flow interface, and how we can create a well-organized flow, best practices in creating a flow, and then other features as well for messenger marketing in MMIO. Okay, so let's first go the to the uh, to messenger policy. Let's first discuss this. Okay. All right. So are you guys now seeing the messenger policy window? Are you seeing the messenger policy window? All right. So who among you here are already familiar with the messenger policy? Does anyone do anyone here are you familiar, or you have not encountered the messenger policy yet? Okay, so for those who are familiar, then it would be a refresher or more information. And for those who are not familiar with it yet, then it's time to know how important following the messenger policy is. So basically, the messenger policy, it is used by Facebook to combat spamming. Okay, so since the start of messenger policy, since the start of messenger marketing, um, people are really free to send any messages to their subscribers anytime, and sometime, maybe a year or a year or two, the platform experienced a lot of abuse from messenger users, or the messenger marketers who use messenger to send messages to their subscribers. So Facebook had to find a way to save the platform from becoming a spam um, platform, and to keep users using Messenger as a good tool to communicate with their loved ones, with their family and friends, as well as businesses. So they invented, or they published, the messenger policy. What the messenger policy in an overview does is it limits businesses to send messages to the subscribers only within the 24-hour window. So when does the 24-hour window start? So when your subscriber sends a message to your page, um, the clock, or the messenger window, would start at that time. So since the start of the message, or since the time that the subscriber sent a message, um, the 24-hour window clock will start ticking. So you have until 24 hours since the start of that subscriber, since the subscriber sent a message, you have 24 hours to send messages to that subscriber, whether it is promotional message, whether it is an invitational message, or whatever. Just you can send any messages. So it is bound with the messenger limitation, wherein you can only send 200 messages per day to that specific person, right? So keep in mind the limit or the hard limit. So it doesn't mean that you should abuse that limit, wherein Facebook has given you the power to send 200 messages to the subscriber, so you would use that as well. You are going to send 24-hour messages in a 24-hour span. So if you do that, well, you might get away with that because it's technically okay. But messenger bot, or the robots, or the AI, that's a better term, the AI that is running messenger might flag your page as a spam page. So your the quality of your page might be lower. So mind you that the messenger AI, so it's not humans who are grading our messenger performance platform, or in Instagram, how are we using that platform. So humans are not the first to grade us, or are not the first to rate how well we perform as a messenger marketer. So it is the artificial intelligence, or the AI of Facebook. So when we send a message, make just keep it in a very natural use case, just like you are talking in to a friend in messenger. So that's a big overview. So let's go to the contents. Okay, so the standard messaging. So let me read this first. Businesses have up to 24 hours to respond to a user. Okay, messages sent within the 24-hour window may contain promotional content. So what is a promotional content? A promotional content is anything that promotes your page. Yeah, whether it is a free coupon, even if it is free, it is still considered as promotional. So a lot of people are asking, what if I send a free offer to my subscribers? So I'm not promoting, I'm just giving a free offer. But since you are still in a way gaining from that message, it's still considered a promotion by the Facebook algorithm, or the AI, Facebook AI. So sending coupons, um, letting them know about about events, letting them know about your sales, or sales season. You're offering 20% discount or so. So that would be considered a promotional content. Anything that promotes your page, whether it is anything that promotes your business, whether you are sending a free offer or a paid offer, or you're requesting for an audience, anything that promotes your business is considered a promotional content. All right. Um, so it's pretty simple. You have up to 24-hour to send a promotional message. So after the 24-hour window, can we still contact the subscriber? Example, a subscriber have a message or page 6 a.m. All right, 6 a.m. So basically, you are you are you are able to send a promotional content until 6 a.m. the next day to that person. So what if we are going to send? Can I send a message 3 days after that person sent a message to us? Well, the answer is yes. You can still send a message to that person, but it is controlled. You are not free to send any type of messages. There is what we call a use case. So Facebook only supports 4 use cases for this. So that's why Facebook invented message tags. Message tags are used so that you can send a message to a subscriber outside of the 24-hour window. But if you use message tag, you should not send any promotional message. All right, so there is a use case for this. We are going to discuss what are the use cases for messenger tags later on. So as you can see here, let me read this first. Message tags enable businesses to send important and personally relevant one-to-one updates to users outside the 24-hour standard messaging window. we provide 4 message tags to support certain use cases. The message tag includes human agent tag, allows businesses to manually respond to user within 7 days. So the human agent tag, we are going to elaborate this, but this is a different use case. So basically, 4 use cases, and among the 4 use case, the human agent tag is unique, is different from all of other use cases. So let me check. We will get back to that later on. And then another way that you can send a 24 hour, I mean, another way that you can send a message to your subscriber outside of the 24-hour window since the start of the message, or since the subscriber has messaged you, you can use the one-time notification, or the OTN. So let's read. OTN, or the one-time notification. So the one-time notification enable businesses to request a user to send one follow-up message, just one. So that's why it's considered that's why it's called one-time notifications, because you can only send one message to that user. But the only thing here is it is upon request, meaning the user has to approve this this request first before you can actually send this message. So you can even send promotional messages using the one-time notification feature. Um, the only thing that you need to do is wait until the user has actually approved your request to send a promotional message to them. So the one-time notification has a 1-year span. So example, the user has approved your one-time notification request on January of 2021. So you can, at the span of 1 year, you can use that token, or you can send a message to that subscriber in the span of 1 year. But after a year, it will expire. If you didn't use that approval, after a year, it will expire. You won't be able to use it anymore. So you would need to request approval again. All right. For the news messaging, so this is news for news organizations, basically to send updates. But we as marketers, we rarely do. We have a very we don't use this. News organizations use this, and Facebook have a very strict approval for this. You must be a duly recognized news outlet that is recognized, have papers that you are a media company, and you are not some dude, or just some internet marketer who just want to use the news messaging. So we won't be able to use this unless you have a news agency, or you have a duly registered media agency, which you can show papers that you are a duly registered news agency in your country. But if you don't have that, then you won't be able to use this. And then last is the sponsored messages. The sponsored messages is it's basically Facebook ads. You can send promotional content or promotional messages to your subscribers, even if it is outside the 24-hour, even if it is anytime, actually anytime you want, but you have to pay for it. So that's why it is sponsored messages. Okay, so when does the standard messaging window start? So Facebook have given us the cases in which the 24-hour window resets. Okay, so first is if your user, or if your Facebook page subscriber sends a message to your page. So if they manually send a message, say, hello, how may I help you? Or I need help, or whenever a subscriber sends a message to your page, that would basically mark the start of the 24-hour window. Another is if a user clicks a call to action button like get started within a messenger conversations. So there are a lot of I think there are two or three types of ways you can trigger the call to action. The first is the get started call to action. The next is to click to messenger, and then Next is, by the way, the click to messenger ad. This is Facebook ads. You know, if you do message ads in Facebook and they click your ad, then it basically would start the 24-hour window. User starts conversations with the page via plugin. So plugins are sent to Messenger plugin and checkbox plugin. So these are basically growth tools that I will show you how to use this later on our training series. Another is when user clicks on an m.me link. So I'm going to show you as well how you can create an m.me link. So an m.me link is basically a URL, and that URL corresponds to your Facebook flow. So if you send that message link or the URL to your subscriber, and if that subscriber clicks on that URL, then the 24-hour messaging window will start. You would have 24-hour to send another messages to that subscriber. So another is when a user reacts to a message. So what are the reacts? So that is when they react, a smiley react or okay react to a message. Let me okay. Please let's silent our mute our phone. Okay, thank you. All right, so those are the ways that you can refresh the 24-hour messaging window. Notice that in this use cases, the comment the comment reply on the inbox or on your the comment automation private reply does not trigger the 24-hour window. So by the way, guys, if you are not familiar with the comment private reply feature, so it is a feature where when users comments on a post, and then you can actually automate your post to send a private message to all people who have commented on your post. But if people just merely comments on that specific post on a public post, that does not refresh the 24-hour window. It would refresh if a user clicks a call to action button or any buttons inside of Messenger. I told you earlier there are three types of buttons inside of Messenger. The first is the get started button, and then the chatbot flow buttons, and then the quick reply buttons. So if the user clicks any of those three types of buttons, it would refresh. So if the user did not engage on your comment automation private reply, the 24-hour window will not refresh. Okay, so basically the one-time notification, I will show it to you later on. I have already discussed the one-time notification. So again, to review the one-time notification, you are going to request to a you are going to send a request to your user or to your subscriber, and then if that subscriber approves your notification request, then you would have 1 year to use that approval or the token to send a message, whether it is a promotional message or whether it is whatever message that you want, within the span of 1 year. All right. All right, so message tags, news messaging, sponsored messages. So I have already discussed that earlier. Um, so what if we don't follow the 24-hour policy? What would happen is Facebook would flag your page for abusing the Messenger platform. You would receive a message in your support inbox on your page inbox. So if you want to know if you have a warning, um, if you have violated any of the Facebook Messenger policy, just go to your page and then go to your page support inbox. You'd be able to see a warning in there. But yeah, if you don't, but if you follow the rules that we have discussed earlier, then you are pretty much safe. So to uh, to further elaborate on this, By the way, guys, I discussed this because this is really important. Um, I highly suggest that you don't start playing around with Messenger if you don't yet understand the 24-hour or the Messenger policy, the 24-hour window. So we have a blog here which you can check when you can send or not send a message to your subscriber. So it is to summarize, it's basically it's really easy. Do you want to send a promotional content or do you want to promote your business, whether it is a free offer or not? If yes, then you have only up to 24 hours to do that. Um, if the 24-hour span have already or if it's beyond the 24-hour window, then you would use the um, you basically have three ways to message the message tags. But the message tag, although it is free, but it is really limited to 4 use cases. So what are that 4 use cases? By the way, I think I have not discussed the 4 use cases of the message tags yet. So let me check this. So the use cases that it's allowed by Facebook for message tags. So these are the message tags, by the way. So yeah, I want to share with you the screen first. Okay, the confirm event update. So confirm event update, it's only used for events. If you have an event that is, if you want to send promotional, I mean, if you want to send reminder, confirmation of reservation, notification of users transportation. So basically, Facebook have already specified here the allowed use cases and not allowed use cases. So promotional content is not allowed. So another is post-purchase update. So the post-purchase update message tag, you are basically sending a purchase receipt, or whenever, example, you have an e-commerce store and the user has just bought something from your store. You can actually send an order receipt or an order notification to your subscriber um, um, using the post-purchase update message tag. All right. So you can send this even if it is outside the 24-hour window. What are the allowed use cases? So confirmation of transactions, notifications of shipment status or product in transit, shipped, delivered, delayed. So it is safe to send those type of messages as long as you use the post purchase update tag. So changes in related orders, example, the credit card has been blocked. So basically, you still cannot send a promotional message or promotional content to your subscriber using the post-purchase update. Another is the account update. So example, the use cases that are allowed are changed application status, notification, suspicious activity. You still can't use this for promotional content. All right. The human agent. So this is basically for chat. All right, live chat. So MMIO uses the human agent message tag to allow you to send messages to your subscriber within the span of 7 days. So it is not 24-hour. It is you are not what do you call this, confined to the 24-hour window. You actually have 7 days to send messages to your subscriber if you use the human agent. But you can only use this using live chat. You will not be able to use this on your chatbot flow because automated messages are not allowed. So as you can see here, this is the disallowed portion. Okay, disallowed portion of the usage. So on the disallowed portion of the human agent tag, you can see here that automated messages are not allowed. Okay, so you have to manually type or manually use a keyboard and type away your message to your subscriber. But we have MMIO. We have a feature wherein you can send a flow to your subscriber on our live chat feature. All right, so you can send promotional messages to your subscriber using human agent, but it is not inside a flow. It will only be inside the live chat feature. So I hope that is clear, the difference between the message tags. So we have 4 message tags. The 3 message tags, you won't be you are not allowed to send promotional content. But the 4th message tag, which is the human agent tag, you can promote your business. You can promote your page, but you cannot use chatbot for this, or you cannot use this on automation. Meaning you cannot create a sequence of messages that uses human agent. You can send any type of messages. It should only be in live chat. So those are the allowed and not allowed use cases. So yeah, those are the type of tags that you can use. So let us proceed now into MMIO, how to utilize the chatbot feature. Let me share with you the screen first. All right. So are we seeing now the MMIO dashboard? Are we seeing now the MMIO dashboard? Hello? Thank you. So we have a question. Just to clarify, what is the difference from using FB Messenger directly? All right. So using Messenger directly for what do you mean? When using message tags or when using chatbot? Because you cannot use chatbot inside of FB Messenger directly. So the biggest difference from using FB Messenger directly and using MMIO live chat feature is, using MMIO live chat feature, you can send a flow. You can send a you can add a tag to that subscriber so that you can better filter out the subscriber later on. So basically you will have more feature or more control over how you can organize your subscribers if you use MMIO live chat feature. So for FB Messenger directly, you can use Messenger directly, but you won't be able to use automations. You will have to manually type. You would be able to send a flow, which you can any flow that you have created inside of MMIO, you won't be able to use that on FB Messenger directly, right? So, well, the advantage of having to use the FB Messenger directly is you can send messages even to those subscribers who have not interacted with you for a long time. Just don't abuse this feature, because I think you have only up to 50. You can only message 50 subscribers using the Facebook Messenger directly, and after that your page will be flagged as spamming. So there's still limits, all right? So should we proceed with creating your chatbot, with creating chatbot flow? I believe I have discussed thoroughly how we can better get around with the messenger, or get around with the messenger policy, or um, I have discussed what are the dangers if you violate the messenger policy and what it is about. All right. So let's start. To use the chatbot feature, the first step is to import your Facebook profile and your Facebook pages. That's the first step. So to do that, go to Facebook and Instagram. All right, Facebook and Instagram, and then click the import social media feature. Button, and then click the add a page. Or if this is your first time to import your Facebook account, you would be able to see here import or add new Facebook account. So click that. So basically you can add more than one Facebook account here, and each Facebook account have an access to the pages that account manages. All right. So if you want to add more Facebook accounts, click add new Facebook account, and then continue with Facebook. Make sure that you have already logged in that Facebook account on Facebook. So if you go to Facebook on a separate tab on your browser, log in first. All right. Once you have logged into Facebook on a separate tab, you can go back to MMIO and then add your Facebook account, and then the profile that you have logged in, that would be the profile that is imported, that would be imported on your MMIO. So after that, the next step is to enable your page. To enable your page, you can click enable here, just like this. If I want to enable this page, I'll just click the bot enabled or enable the bot, and then just wait for a few seconds. And then once that page is enabled, you would be able to use that page for your automations. All right. So that's how easy it is. So as you can see here, I have already enabled the pages that I want to use on my automation. So if you want to add more pages, all you have to do is click add a page, continue with Facebook, and then select the page that you want to add. So to select a page that you want to add, I want to show you how you can do that, so that if someone were to ask you, if you have a client that asks for this, you would be able to answer them. So add your Facebook page, and then you would be able to see here the edit settings button. So click the edit settings button, and then you would be able to see here there are options which pages you can add. So let's just wait for this browser to load. Okay, so as you can see, you can select or unselect a page that you want to import. So you can basically do this. You can unselect the pages that you don't want to import, and you can just include the pages. You can, if you want to include all your pages, just click select all, and all the pages that you have selected in here will be included on the process of importing your page. So let me go to next, and then after this, um, you are going to give permission to MIO to use this, to use the features that are provided by Facebook. So in order for MMIO to work best, you need to click yes to all of this. So once you have added yes, click done, and all your pages will be added. So note that the connection to your page has not been made yet. All right. So the connection is not yet made. That's the difference. Let me just clarify a little more, because I have a few subscribers or a few users that are asking um, this question. So let me clarify this first. Okay, so let me share with you the screen. So are you seeing now the white screen? This is basically paint. I want to draw something in here. All right. So once you add a page, a connection is not yet created to MMIO. All right. So the permissions that you have enabled earlier when you added the page, those are what we call possible permission or potential permissions that your page can use, but those permissions are not yet used. They are still potential. All right. So let me just draw something here. So example, this is your page, and then this is your Facebook account. So once you import your page on MMIO, if you have not enabled your page yet, there is no connection yet. All right. So there's no connection, but there is room for connection. That's the difference. There is a possibility for connection, but the connection has not been made. The permissions are already there, but well, let's just say that your page can use this, but that doesn't mean that the page are already using that, because the page still have to actually request those permissions to Facebook before it can be connected. So connection is not done by default. It is requested manually. So in MMIO, how do we request those permissions, or how do we enable those permissions? Because those permissions, although they are given or although they are available, they're available when you check those switches earlier, during when we imported our page, although those are checked, but those are not used. So no connection has not been is yet created. So in order for those connections or those permissions to be used, we need to click enable page. So once you click this button, the enable the page, the connection will be established. Oops, sorry. Those that page is already used. Let me use another page. So if you click enable button, let me share the screen first. Oops, I'm gonna share the screen here. Okay, so once you click enable switch, that's the only time that the connection is made. All right. So once the connection has been made, your page will be able to utilize the permissions that is granted to MMIO. So you can now go to Chatbot Flow Builder. So this is the first step in order to create a chatbot. Go to Chatbot Flow Builder, and then you would be able to see at the top level the list of pages that you can use. So example, I want to use this page. So if I use that page, that will become the current active page, and I can create a chatbot on that page. So example, test page or test chatbot, chatbot automation. Okay, let me click OK. So after clicking OK, you will be redirected to the dashboard or the chatbot automation interface. So this is what we call the dock menu. You can create a element using this, but I generally don't use that. What I suggest that you use instead is this. You can right click, or you can just use, or what you can do is um, you can click the node socket, or this is what you call the socket, the node socket. You can click that and then drag it on the screen, and once it is dragged on the screen, click on the screen, and then you would be able to see the list of possible connection that this element can create. So example, I want to use a text message here. So this is how you can configure your element, all right, your text element. So text element, it is the most basic element that you can use. It basically sends a text to your subscriber, a text message. So you can click this to configure, and then let's say hello, and then let's just say the first name of the subscriber, hello first name, and then you can add emojis here. So let's just click emoji, and then let's just say I want to add a smiley face in there. Okay, how are you? Okay, so after that, you can click OK or confirm the changes. All right, so you can basically use the first name, last name, or you can also use the custom custom variables. So we'd be able to discuss the custom variables later on, how this how you can create this, what are the use cases of the custom variables. So basically you can store data to your custom variable, and then later on you can show that data to your subscriber. You can send that data to your subscriber on your chatbot flow by using a custom variable. All right, so I will show you how you can do that later on. So let's just keep it simple for now. So if I want to confirm changes, I'm gonna click confirm changes. So there is a little known fact about MMIO. You can actually use AI or artificial intelligence to auto-generate a content. All right. So have you, if you are already a user of Marketing Master IO, if you haven't known this, you can auto-generate a content to your chatbot. So how do we do that? Click the auto-generate button here. Once you click the auto-generate button, um, you can actually what we need to do is specify the product or service that we want to create, or to create a message on. So let's just say that I want to create this John's string coffee or strong coffee. And then our target persona, let's say, yeah, let's just use young man. And then what is our buyer's intention to this for this? So after that, you can say buy or learn more, sign up, inquire. But let's just say that we are talking to someone who want to buy a product from us. So so that's why we are going to put a product here, the buyer persona, and then the intention of the buyer, and then click generate now. And after doing that, a content will be auto-generated for this. So example, Jan's strong coffee is a healthy alternative to a regular coffee. Unlike regular coffee, our coffee is derived from the finest roasted beans. Our beans are hand selected for the low um, caffeine index. So if you don't like this, you can click auto generate again. You can click generate now again until you arrive to a pretty good message to your subscriber. All right. So this is a little known feature that you can also utilize inside of MMIO. So I am not yet aware of any chatbot that have a auto-generate content directly within the chatbot. So this is a unique feature that is only available in MMIO. So I encourage you to use this feature. It would really help you if you're having a hard time composing a message, what message to send to your subscriber, then you can use the auto generate feature. So let's just say that I'm going to use that message, and then what are the elements on the chatbot that you that can help you. So well, a lot of people are still not aware that you can change this actually. Let's say the start message. Okay, so you can actually change the label of that message. So the advantage of changing the label of that message is later on when you are if you want to when you are going to use this same flow to another campaign, example broadcast campaign, sequence campaign, notification campaign, or whatever, you would be able to easily select which message you want to send by identifying that message using this label. All right, you can change it. You can change this. All right, change this anytime. Okay, so after that, example, this is our first message. Actually, this is a valid message. We can save this already. So let me save this. So after saving, we'll be able to see or view what this message look like. So how are we going to test? So we have a test button in here. Just click send test, and then we will be redirected to Messenger, and we'll be able to see the message that we have just composed. So let's just wait for the Messenger to load. All right. All right. So this Messenger, we haven't created a get started message yet. So when you are doing a test, and this is your first time in using this page for your automation, then you need to use a get started, or you need to apply a get started feature or a get started button on your page. So to apply a get started button on your page, we need to use a trigger. So right click and then find the trigger here. And then, so this is the trigger. You need to connect the trigger here on your first message. Actually, you can connect a trigger to any messages, but since this is our only message and this is the message that we want to appear, and this is the message that we want to send to the subscribers who have visited or messaged our page for the first time, then that's why we connected this trigger on our first message. So let's configure our trigger. So when configuring a trigger, we need to select the get started type here, and after doing that, click OK, and then yeah. So that's how easy it is to configure a get started button. So click save. So by the way, guys, you can only select or you can only enable one get started button or one get started message for your page. So after that, click send again. So once we have enabled a get started button here, that is the get started trigger. Let's test our page again. You would be able to see that we have a get started button in here. So are you seeing the get started button? Is it clear? This one? For those uh, who didn't see the get started button, so this is the get started button. This is only visible to, this will only show up for the first time if your subscriber has messaged your page for the first time. So it won't show up again to those subscribers who have already interacted with your page before. So clear the drawing, go back to mouse. So if we click the get started button, it will trigger our message or any message that is connected here. So as you can see here, Jan's Strong Coffee made from a blend of blah, blah, blah. So this is the message that was triggered because this is where the get started or the get started trigger is connected to. All right, now let's explore about buttons. You can basically create two type of buttons. I mean, three type of buttons in Messenger. The first is the get started button. I have already showed you how you can create the get started button by using the get started trigger. So create a trigger, connect the trigger to your message, and then yeah, that's about it. That's the first type of button. The second type of button is the button that is that can be attached to your message. So let's create a button here. So just click add button. Let's just say buy now. I want people to purchase. And after that, we can select the type of buttons in here. So let's just say, go to website URL, HTTPS, marketing. So I want to redirect users to my website. So I can use this. Okay, oh, let's just say learn more. Instead of buy now, learn more. Okay. And after that, let's just hit save. And then let's see what it looks like, what button looks like. So click send again, send a message again, and then you would see that the get started button will not trigger again because it will only trigger for the when you message your page or for subscribers who message your page for the first time. So as you can see here, we have already added a learn more button. So if you click this, we will be redirected to our Facebook page or to the page, or I mean to the website that we have configured on the button. So yeah, so that's it. We are redirected to a website. So what if I want to send another message after they click a button? So you can add another button in here. So let's say what are your let's say services, and then this is the button text, and then let's choose the next step. And after that, we are going to add another message here. So to add the message, click on this button socket, click on the screen, and then you would be able to see here. Next is we are going to add a another message in here. And after that, let's add a simple image. And then, yeah, this is the, let's just add these two. So services, so let's just say, hello there. These are our services. And then let's just say service one. And then you can list whatever message that you want to add here. Service one, service two, service three, service four. Okay. And then for the image, how do we configure our image? You can send an image by first uploading the image that you want to use. So let's say I want to add a very simple image in here. Okay, let me choose a very simple image. Let's just use this. Okay, after that, click OK. The image will be uploaded. And once the image is uploaded, we are going to save our flow, and then we can test the flow again. Okay, let me save, click save, and then send or test our flow. But before that, I want to show you another method to trigger our flow. So that method is the keywords trigger. So we can actually add another trigger here. Let me right click, add a trigger, and then I want to connect it in here. So I want this, I want our keyword to trigger this, the very first message whenever a keyword match is found. So that's why I'm gonna choose this, choose a trigger type, choose keyword, and then you can actually add more than one keyword in here as long as you separate them with a comma. So example, keyword 1, separate with a comma, keyword 2, separate it with a comma, keyword 3, separate it with a comma, hello. So you have basically 4 keywords here. Keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3, and hello. So a keyword could be a single word, or a keyword could be a sentence. A keyword would be a group of words. As long as you separate it with a comma, it will be treated as a keyword. Sorry about that. So let's just use this keyword trigger. And then, by the way, we have types of keyword triggers here. We have a wide match. We have wide, match, and strict. So wide is it will basically match your keyword even if the without checking if the keyword is a capital word, capital letter, without checking if the keyword is just a part of a word, it will match globally. So if you want to become, if you want your keyword to be stricter, you can use the match type. Or if you want a very strict match wherein the system would check a very exact keyword to match before it would trigger, then you can use the strict type. But for now, let's just use the most widely used, the match or the wide type. So let's save this. So we have already learned how to use a text, configure the button for the message. Okay, let's just say, by the way, I want to set this message. This is my reply message. Okay, let me save this again. So I really suggest this best practice. Whenever you create a message, um, create a or modify the label so that you won't be you can have you can easily identify your messages later on. So by the way, I want to explain to you the chain of messages. The message label only appears to the parent of the chain message. So this right here is a message chain. What do you mean by message chain? It is a message that is sent um, in bulk. All right. So this is the first chain of the message, and then this is the second chain. So it is considered as a one message. Let me show you what a chain message looks like. Let me test that again, and then all right. So this is our new flow. So as you can see, we have another keyword here. We have added services. So let's click services. So once you click the services button, it should trigger our message chain, or it should trigger 2 messages, because Facebook considers a single element as one message. So since you have 2 messages that is connected together here after the button, then this one is a message chain. So let's click services. It will send that message chain. So this is the first message, and then the second message will be the image. So this is the image. So you basically sent 2 images in one go. So that's why, or that's the reason why the label here is only available on the very first message of your message chain. So when does the message chain start? It starts after the system requires the user to engage. So what are the assets, or what are the features that requires users to engage? So those are buttons. Okay. So when you have a button, it would require a user to engage by clicking the button. So once the button is clicked, it will trigger a new message chain. So if you just keep adding messages here, it will just be added to the chain because you have not created a subscriber interaction feature. So if you want to end this message chain, all you have to do is create a button. So if I want to end that chain, I will add a quick reply button. So what is the difference between a normal button and a quick reply button? I will show you. So next step, let's just say that uh, option 1. So this is a quick reply. This is another type of button. So option 2, and then let's just say this is option 3. And then option 1, let me add a text here. Hello, I am option 1. Okay, and then we can just duplicate this message so that we don't have to manually create another one. So let me clone this one and clone this one. So that's how you clone your message. And then I will connect this in here and then connect it in there. And then on the option 2, let me change this to option 2. And in here, let me change this to option 3. Okay, so I'm going to show you now what is the difference between button and the quick reply. But before that, for us, for this to be easier, we are going to add another quick reply here. Go back. Okay. So this quick reply will trigger the very first of our flow. Let's connect it to our first flow. Let's just say go back here and then connect this quick reply again to our first flow. All right. And then this one. Next step, go back. All right. And then connect this quick reply button to our very first message here. Okay, great. So this is our flow. We can now save this. After saving, we are going to test our flow, but this time we are going to test using keyword trigger. So let's go back here and then let's trigger our keyword. All right. It's best, I think, if we maximize our window. So do you think this is better? Are you seeing our chat better now, or our messenger channel better? Hello? Do I still have an audience here? Hello,
Yes,
guys.
yes, looks good.
Okay, pretty good. Let's go back. Okay, I'm gonna share this. So let's type keyword 1 because that is the keyword that we have configured earlier. So it should trigger our very first flow. All right, so it triggered our very first flow. And then if I click services button, it should trigger our chain of message. The first would be a text. The second would be an image. And then there you go. This is what we call quick replies. All right. So option 1, option 2, and option 3. So the difference between button and quick replies is the quick reply is located below and it is aligned horizontally, but the buttons is attached to the message just like this one, and it is aligned vertically. So by the way, guys, for the buttons, you are limited. The buttons you can only create up to three of them. That is the limitation set by Facebook. All right. You won't be able to add more than 3 buttons here. So yeah, that's the limit by Facebook. But for the quick reply, you can add up to 11. This one, you can add up to 11 quick replies. All right. So for button, 3 buttons only. For quick reply, you can add up to 11 quick replies. So that is the difference. So now let's click option 3. So it should send the message that's connected. Hello, I'm option 3. And then as you can see, we have another quick reply here. Go back. So we have a question. Okay. I thought it was a question. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for you
Um,
that you were trying it out.
can I ask
So
something real quick?
sure.
So I have just added one of the images. I'm unsure. Can I actually add words along with images?
Of
So because
course,
there's like option 1, 2, and 3, but I don't see anywhere for me to add like words right below the images.
you can actually add them using another element that we are going to discuss later. So you can add a generic element or a carousel element. So let's discuss that later on. All right. So we will go to that later. So and then let's click go back. So this is our first message. And if you click go back, what do you think would trigger? It would trigger the very first message, because on our flow, if you go back to our flow, we have connected this button, the go back button, we have connected it to our very first message on the flow. All right. So that's how you can actually, this is a best practice. Whenever you create a Facebook chatbot flow, always have a button or a quick reply. Do not leave it hanging. All right. That is the best way to keep your users engaged with your chatbot. If your users are engaging with your chatbot, what do you think would happen? The messenger policy 24-hour window would keep on resetting and resetting, and you would have more time to send promotional message to that subscriber. So that's the importance. That's why we really need to make our flow very engaging. Always add buttons. Okay, so just like this one, we each of our message must have a button or a quick reply in order for users to engage. And if you have reached the end of your flow, what you can do is add a button that says go back to the menu or the top menu. So yeah, let's trigger again another keyword. So what are the keywords that we have created earlier? Keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3, and hello. So let's trigger keyword 2. It should trigger again our top of the flow. Okay, another keyword 3. It would trigger our top of the flow again. And if we say hello, it would trigger our top of the flow again. Right? So now, what if I want to trigger a flow? I want to trigger a different flow. All right. So this is our flow. This is our first flow. But I want to trigger this. What do you think we should do in order to trigger this flow? Any show of hands? Any volunteers or any idea? What do you think should we do in order to trigger another message aside from our top of the flow? I want to trigger this using keyword. This message. Any show of hands? Any volunteer? Hello, come on.
Add a trigger.
Yeah, correct. You can actually add multiple triggers. Maybe someone is thinking that you can only add a trigger on your first of the flow. Actually, you can add a trigger on any of the messages. Add a trigger here, and then select keyword here, and then let's say that this is another. Okay. So our keyword is another, and then it should trigger this. All right. Let me save. After saving, let's trigger the keyword that we have just created. So let's test another, and then it should trigger our message sequence, or chain of messages. All right. Right. So as you can see, it triggered the chain of messages here. You have an image, and then you have our quick replies, option 1, option 2, option 3. If we click option 2, it will trigger the message, hello, I am option 2. And then if we click go back quick reply, it will go back to our very top of the flow. All right. So again, you can add triggers anywhere on your flow here. You can add it in here. You can add it in here. All right. So that is how you can use triggers. Now, for the question earlier, can we add an element wherein there's an image and there is a text? Well, that is what we call the generic element. So let me add a generic element first here. So right click and then click generic. So this is your generic element. So let me configure this generic element first, and then I'm going to show you another another unique feature that is available in MMIO. So let's configure this. This is the default message. Let me remove this first, and then let's upload another message or another image. Okay, let's upload another image. Let's just say that I want to upload this. Okay, so that is another product. And then what you can do is you can configure the title, you can configure the description, and then you can even add a redirect URL whenever the users click on the image. So let's just say that this is our one daily multivitamin. And then let's just say that the price is, this is $50 per bottle. And then buy one, take one. All right. And then the image redirect URL. So what we can do is, if you have a website or if we have an e-commerce store, you can actually add your e-commerce store product link here, so that when users click on the image, they will be redirected to that specific product. Okay. So I'm going to click OK. And that's how you configure your image. So in MMIO, even if this is not connected, you can still trigger this. You can still trigger this element. So how do we trigger an unconnected element? Well, you add a trigger. Click trigger. And then let's just say vitamin. Okay. So we have added a trigger here, even if it is unconnected to the flow. So the only way that the subscribers will reach this message or this one is if they trigger this keyword, the vitamin keyword. So let's just save this. And then let's trigger this using our keyword vitamin. And then you would see what a generic message look like. All right. So this is what a generic message look like. So we have a description here. So this description, it can be longer. All right. It is up to 200 characters, but the title, it is limited only. All right. So I think it is only up to 50 or 45 characters. So the image and then the title and then the description. So what if I want to create multiple of this, multiple images, and then I want the users to be able to swipe these messages if they want to see more of this? Then we should use what we call the generic or the carousel element. So right click, create carousel here. Carousel. All right. So this is the carousel element. Let's just say that I want to connect this here. Okay, let's create a quick reply and then show carousel. Okay, so this is our quick reply. And then once they click that show carousel, let's redirect them to this. So for carousel to be effective, to be better than generic, we need to add more. All right. So let's just say I want to configure this. Let me add another image here. Okay, this is our image. Okay, let me find what the images that is better here. I have prepared images in here, but yeah. So let me use this. Okay, That is our first image of the carousel. And then, for it to be faster, since you already know how to configure the generic or carousel element, I'll just use the generic or the basic. So once the image is uploaded, we can basically add another carousel. By the way, guys, you can only add up to 10. The limitation is 10. Oops, that is not viewable. Okay, let me add up to, let me just use the generic here. Okay, that's how easy it is to add more elements on your, okay. Okay, to make our lesson faster, I'm not going to configure each of the card of the carousel. So you can change each of these cards. You can add button for these cards. Example, I want to add button here. Go back. I have a button here, and then next step, and then this button, I want to attach this button to the very first start of the flow. Okay, so you can add buttons in each of your cards. And as usual, the limit for the button is you can add only up to 3 buttons, okay, for this one. You can also add a quick reply at the very bottom of your carousel, and you only have 11. You can have 11 choices for your quick reply.
Oh, Colin. No, Colin.
Yep.
Can you click on button? There's some. You just click on button. Just add button.
Yeah, add button here.
Okay, right there. So right there.
Go back.
Go back. No. Erase out of go back.
All right.
Yeah. And then just click it again. Now just put the cursor in there. Just put your cursor in it. No, not there.
All right, here.
Yeah. Now, how do you get those automatic?
This one.
Yeah. Yes.
This is on my browser. Okay, so this is saved on my browser. This is not on MMIO. So I am using Edge browser. So what Edge browser does, Microsoft Edge, the replacement for the Microsoft Internet Explorer. So
Right.
it saves the input on your buttons so that you can use it again.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is there a special like inside of,
No, it is a browser specific. So you can also enable this on Google Chrome, but you have to go to settings and then go to fields and then click save fields. If you do that, Google Chrome will save all the input that you have on your fields, and then you can reuse those fields later on. So this is not an MMIO, this is for your browser. All right,
Okay.
I hope that's clear.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let me save this flow. And then let's trigger this flow again by triggering it using vitamin. And it should trigger our generic message. And then as you can see, we have a quick reply here. And if I click show carousel, the carousel that we have created earlier will be shown here. So the user would be able to swipe left and right here. So on their mobile phone, it would look much better because Facebook has put a lot of emphasis on mobile users when designing the chatbot flow, how it is shown to users. So yeah, so you can change the carousel item here. You can change the description. You can change the images. And as you can see, you can even add buttons to each of those individual cards that is a part of your carousel. So if you click this button, go back, we should go back to the very first part of our flow, which is this one. All right. So that is the feature where you can add an image and a text together, and you can have multiple of those. For e-commerce, this is very useful for e-commerce because you can basically add products on basically add products in here and then add the link for your product on each of those carousel cards. And if you click any of those cards, the subscriber will be redirected to your product page. So yeah, so let's move on. What we're going to do is we are going to discuss another feature. Wait, there's a question here. The question is there a limitation of size and image ratio for the image upload? Well, yes. You always use images lesser than 1050 pixel by 1050 pixel. What in width? And we can basically use two types of images in here. The first is a square image, square. So check your chat, a square image, and rectangle image. Basically, it is landscape image that is 16:9 in ratio. All right. So square image and a 16:9 ratio. So what if I used not exactly 16:9? Then what would happen is your image will not be shown as a whole. You would be able to see your image that are cropped. Your image will be cropped basically if you did not follow the specifications by Facebook. So my suggestion is always use square image for this. So your images like this one. Let me show you earlier chatbot flow. So this is a square image, and as you can see, the square image took precedence. It basically became the template, and the other, it's still a rectangle image, a landscape image, 16:9. But as you can see, there is a lot of space here because Facebook adjusted or took prioritized the square image here. So the square images will really look better. But if you use a landscape image, make sure that all your cards are using landscape image to avoid large spaces like this one. All right, hope that's clear. So it's basically just a aesthetic thing. Your flow will still stand. All right, your flow will still stand, but the image will be cropped. It will not. Sometimes it will not look good because of a lot of spaces. So yeah, I hope that's clear. Okay, let's continue. So what are the elements that we have discussed so far? We have discussed the text element, the triggers, generic type, and then carousels. We have images. By the way, guys, another cool feature which you can use in MMIO is this one. So how many of you are aware of this? Have you been using this or have you used this already? Anybody who have already created the flow? Have you used this? What are this for? So basically, this is used for if you want to. Well, for me, I mainly use this for Facebook ads. This one, and another is if I want to trigger the flow using m.me link or postback ID. So basically, this is for Facebook ads. So yeah, this is what we call the payload ID, your bot payload ID. So if you click that one and then you can basically, and then you paste it here. Click. Let me just create another. Yeah. Let me add another, just a notepad, and then I'm gonna share with you what it looks like. Screen one, sharing. All right. So if we copy this and then paste it in here, you would see this. So this is your postback ID. So the postback ID is used to trigger Facebook ads. If you use message ads, another is your m.me link. So if you click this is basically your m.me link for this specific message. So if we copy this or click that m.me link and then go to your browser and paste your m.me link on your browser and then visit that link, what would happen is you will be redirected to Messenger, and then it would trigger the flow of that m.me link. So example, I want my subscriber to, I want to show this. I want to show this to my subscriber without them having to enter the keyword. What I could do is I could send an email blast. I can email my link to my subscribers, and then I will copy that m.me link, and then I will attach it to my email, or I can share it to my subscribers. So once your subscriber clicks on that link, clicks on that URL, they will be redirected to that specific flow. You can also add this URL on your website. Example, you have a WordPress website. You can actually create a button on your WordPress website, and then on the button, on the button URL, just get your m.me link here, and then paste this m.me link URL on your WordPress button URL. So if your subscribers click on that button, they will be redirected to Messenger, and then they would receive this flow, just like this one. They would receive this. So this is useful if you want to send offers, and if you want to renew the 24-hour cycle or the 24-hour messaging rule. So earlier, I have already discussed that clicking on m.me links refreshes the 24-hour policy. So example, if you want to resubscribe, or if you want to send a message safely or promotional message safely to your subscribers or email subscribers, what you can do is you can send an email blast, and then on that email attach a button, and then on that button add your m.me link. And then once your subscriber receives your email and clicks on that button, they will be redirected to your Messenger, and then you can basically send a promotional message to the subscriber in the span of 24 hours. So that's the use cases of m.me link. You can also use this on Facebook ads, m.me link. And the last one is this, the JSON code. So how many among you here are from or have already created a Facebook ad? Familiar with Facebook ads? Messenger Facebook ads. Hello? Who among you here have already created Facebook ads in Messenger? But have you? Yes, Clarence, Shang. So you have you have created a Facebook ad. Are you familiar with JSON code? How this can be used on your Facebook ad? So JSON code is used if you want to create a Facebook ad and you want to attach the JSON code on the advanced messages feature or advanced messages section of your Facebook ad. You can click copy JSON code, and I want to show you what this JSON code looks like. Okay, so the JSON code basically looks like this. Oops, I think I better use another notepad in order to show you better what it looks like. All right, wait up. Okay, let me minimize this window first, and then I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna just make sure that the screen has been is shared. So all right, so this is your JSON code. All right, so this JSON code is used in Facebook ads. If you want to attach your JSON code on Facebook ads, just use this. Just copy that. We have prepared a guide if you want to use Facebook ads, and if you want to use your Messenger flow when doing Facebook ads, we have a guide that is in here. Let me show you our guide, how this can be done easily. Okay, connect your Facebook ads on MMIO. Okay, oops. Yeah, So if this is your Facebook ad, you need to create a advanced template or use a message template on your Facebook ad, and then you can copy the bot payload on the flow builder, and then attach the bot payload on your Facebook ads portion in here. So this is where you paste the Facebook the postback ID that you have copied on your flow. This is the bot payload, by the way, the bot payload ID. This is where you are going to attach the bot payload ID for your Facebook ads. And then for JSON ads, you can copy the JSON code in here and then attach the JSON code on your Facebook ad in here. So this is what it looks like. All right. If you copy the JSON code here and then paste it on your Facebook ads, it would look like this. All right. So frequently asked questions, you can use keywords. And then, yeah, that's how you can use. And then m.me link, you can use that on your Facebook ads by using website visits type of Facebook ad, and then paste your m.me link on the web URL portion of your Facebook ads. All right. So yeah, that is the use case of this one. It will be easier for you to create ads, to manage your messages using this. Okay. Another feature that we want to discuss is this one. All right. So if you want to add images or GIF images, moving images, then let me just attach it in here. Let me delete this and then let's attach it here. Okay. GIF images and then add a quick reply. Next step, show GIF image. And then attach it in here. All right. So, and then for GIF images, what you can do is click configure this, click that, and then search for an image. Example, laugh GIF. So we have a lot of choices in here. Let me choose this. Okay, so that's so easy. That's how you create a GIF image. Okay, it's not yeah, it's showing now. So it was just loading late earlier. So after that, you can save your flow, and then to access your GIF image, let's go back to Messenger and then trigger hello. Say hello. After saying hello, it should trigger our very first part of the flow. And then if we click show GIF image, it will show us the GIF image that we have attached earlier. So yeah, this is the GIF image. All right. So another element. What if I want to attach a video? So it's really easy to attach a video. There are two types. There are two methods to attach a video. I'm going to show you here. Show video 1. And then next step, show video 2. Okay. So the first method to attach a video is by using the video element. Okay. So this is our video element, but this type of method is limited, very, very limited. You won't be able to upload larger videos because the limit is only up to 50 megabytes of video, 50 megabytes worth of video. So let's upload our video. Let's choose our video in here. Okay, so example, I want to attach this video or upload this video. So let's click OK. So we have a question here. How many videos can I upload within one chatbot flow? Well, as many as you need. As many as you need. You can add as many as you need. So our video 1 is already uploaded. And then what is the second method? The second method is by using the Facebook media. Okay. Actually, this is my recommended method, using Facebook media. If you use this method, you can upload larger videos, or you can use larger videos. You will not be limited to only 50 megabytes. So another question here is it possible for me to cause a lag or crash if I upload like 100 videos? Well, it's possible, but there is what we call just let me refresh. The question is it possible for me to cause lag or crash if I upload like 100 videos? Yeah, it's possible. So what you can do is flow segregation. There is what we call flow segregation. Your flow can be so large. Example, you have a thousand elements in here, a very complicated flow, a very large flow. Well, that is not a very good usage of flow. Yeah, it will lag your flow, and your development experience will not be good. So what you can do is actually create multiple flows and simply connect one flow to another. In that way, you won't cause lag. So even if your entire flow have 100 or more videos, but you also have, let's say you have 30 flows that are connected to each other. So it will not cause lag. So you have 30 smaller flows that are connected, and then all in all, it forms your large, it forms your large flow. So yeah, that is what we call flow segregation. We will be able to discuss that later on our topic, on our lesson. Okay, so hope that is clear. Yeah, so let's continue. Facebook media. So how are we going to use, what are we going to do if I want to use, or if I want to upload large videos that are very long, example 2-hour long video inside of my messenger. So since the upload video method is not viable. Oops. Hello,
Yeah.
sorry about that, I was disconnected.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, you stop where it says if you have 30, that's when it started going, you started turning into like the bot voice. So
sorry about that. So yeah, so example, you have a very large flow with 100 or more videos. What you can do is you can segregate it, or you can create um, um, you can divide it into smaller flows, and then you can just interconnect it with one another. So example, you have 30 flows or 20 flows that are connected to each other, and it will form your larger flow. So in that way, your development or experience will be smooth, because you are just editing small flow at a time, and it is easier to organize that in that manner, if you just segregate your flow. So we will be able to discuss that later on in our lesson. So yeah, let's go back to the Facebook media type. So again, the first method is to upload a video, and then this method has its own limitation because you can only upload 50 megabytes of video. So that's very small. I think that's only a minute or so, or maybe 1 minute, or 2 minutes, 2 minutes of video, depending on your video quality. But if you want a high quality video, example 2-hour long high quality video, then you need to use Facebook media, the Facebook media element. So this video will be shown inside of Messenger. It will be high quality, and it will be as long as you want it. Um, to do this, upload your video on your Facebook page first. So yeah, you need to upload your video on, or you need to publish your video on your Facebook page first. And then what you can do is you are going to copy the link of your video, of your Facebook page video. So again, you need to copy the link of your Facebook page video and then configure your Facebook media and then paste the Facebook media URL in here. So for example, let me get a a video URL from my from a page from my page. Now it's crucial that the page that you are going to attach the video is the same page of your chatbot. Example, I am using this page, Kalski Modern Online Courses for Pinoys. Um, if I use this page, I need to use or upload my video or large video on the same page. So example, I have a page here and this is the video. So I'm gonna copy the link address of this video. Okay, this is the link of my video. Okay, once you have copied the URL of your video, you can go back to your chatbot flow and then configure your Facebook media URL, paste the link of your Facebook page video, and then click OK, and then boom. That's how easy it is to send or to add a very long and high quality video on your chatbot flow by using Facebook media. So let's save this flow and then let's test our videos. Okay, let's go back to Messenger and then let's say hello to trigger the very first part of our flow. All right, let's say show video 1. If you click that, the next part is it will show the video that we have attached earlier. Okay, so my internet is really so let's just wait. So this is because of my internet connection, not really well. Okay, so as you can see here, it should send the video. Let's just wait. It should send the video. Yeah, as you can see, the video is already sent in here. So let me trigger the second method. So using the second method, it's a lot easier and it's a lot faster for Facebook to send the video. Let's say hello. It will trigger the first part of our message. And then click show video 2. And Facebook will send the video faster. So as you can see here, the video is just loading. Unfortunately, my internet connection here is not really good. And yeah, so this video is 11 minutes long. And then it is a high quality video. And yeah, this is a much better way to upload or to use videos on your chatbot by using the Facebook media. So for me, I I I personally recommend that you use the Facebook media feature to send videos to your flows or to your subscribers. Advantage is it will be as long as you want, and then it will send faster, and then it is high quality. It will not be reduced, unlike uploaded videos. All right. So I guess that would mark the end of our session 1 lesson. We really have a lot to go. We really have a lot of feature to discuss. So I hope I will see you guys tomorrow on our another series. We will continue where we left off. So let me just recap what we have discussed so far. We have already discussed the 24-hour rule. What is the importance of knowing the messenger policy? And then we have learned how to add pages, Facebook accounts, enable pages, and then creating your first chatbot flow. So we have learned how to create a text message, how to add buttons in our message, how to connect how to connect the the messages of the flow to one another, creating a chain of messages like this one, configuring your chatbot label, this one. So again, it is best practice to always change your chatbot label so that it is easier to manage later on. It's easier to identify your message. We have discussed the purpose of these three tools in here: the payload ID, m.me link, and the JSON code. This is basically for Facebook ads. We have learned how to use and configure triggers by adding a get started trigger and adding a keyword trigger. So you can separate triggers, multiple triggers, keyword triggers by using comma separated. We have learned how to configure an image, learned how to add a quick reply. We have learned how to add a generic element, a carousel element, and the best practice is to always engage or have a way for user to engage with your bot by always adding a quick reply or a button to your flow whenever it is in every end of sequences of your flow. Do not leave your flow hanging. Always add buttons. Next, we have discussed the difference between two types of videos. The first is uploading a video directly. It has its limitations. And the second one is using the Facebook media video. The best way so far to upload a video on your chatbot by hello, sorry about that. The mic is up. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. So we have learned how to create the Facebook media by uploading our video on your Facebook page and then copying the link of your Facebook page video and then pasting that link here, and then yeah, it would be a high quality video. And then one thing I think I forgot was to add a typing delay. So it's really easy to add a typing delay to each of your messages. So just click add typing delay, and then you can type a delay here. Example, 2 seconds typing delay. Yeah, so you can add typing delay in here. So that's basically it. We have learned how to test your flow by clicking send test, and then how to save the flow by clicking save flow. All right. Tomorrow we are going to discuss more elements, more features, more hidden features that you can use to create a better and well-rounded chatbot in MMIO. So another thing is, yeah, let me remind you that we have an auto-generate feature. Just click auto-generate, add your add the fields that you want in here, and then your chatbot will auto-generate the content for you using GPT-3 AI. So yeah, so do you have any further questions before we end our video?
Under the triggers, wide match, the options of that for the keyword. Could you
elaborate on that?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So the best way to elaborate on that is by actually, let's say I want to okay, vitamin. So this is our first keyword, and this is a wide type. So let's just discuss the properties of the wide type. Okay, let me get it here. So let's say vitamin. It would trigger the keyword as usual, right? I have already shown you that this would trigger this one. So for the wide type, even if your keyword is a part of a larger word, example, multivitamin. So this is a word, a multivitamin. But since vitamin is part of your word, multivitamin, it will still trigger because this is a wide type keyword. Yeah. So example, vitamins, and then whatever word that you put in there, it will still trigger because it is part of the word. It's wide type. Yeah. So if it is part of a sentence, example, this is my sentence. Hello world, this is my sentence that includes multivitamins. It will trigger because it has VITAMIN on it. It will trigger. So, but the thing is, we have a hello here. Hello. So the first word will be the example. If you have multiple triggers on your sentence, then the first trigger, that would be the one that would gets triggered. So what if we use another keyword type? So let's use match type. So we have a question here. What if my keyword is multivitamin and the user type multivitamin? Then it will not trigger. If you use that, since the multivitamin is not part of vitamin because the multivitamin is larger. So the wide type, if it is part or a substring of or a part of a larger group of keyword, then it will trigger. But if your keyword is larger than the actual what the subscriber actually type, then it will not trigger. So let's say I will use the match type. Match type. Okay, so what is the match type? The match type is it won't trigger your keyword will not trigger uh, if it is part of if it is a part of the word. Example, earlier, let me save that first. Let me save the changes that we made. Let me save the changes first. Okay, so if we trigger vitamin, it will trigger. It will trigger vitamin. Okay, but if we use vitamins, nope, nope, no trigger. Why? Because it is a match type. It had to be vitamin. So it will not trigger on multivitamin anymore. Multivitamin. No, it will not trigger. But it will trigger if it is on a sentence. Hello, sentence that contains vitamin. Vitamin. So you have vitamin in there, so it should trigger. But if you have sentence that contains vitamins, so it is vitamins with S, but our keyword is only vitamin and we use match type, so it will not trigger. Nope, no trigger. Yeah, so that's the difference between the match type and the wide type, right? So what is the strict type? What if we use the strict type? Let me use strict and then click save. So let's say vitamin, it will trigger. Vitamin, it will trigger. Okay, what if vitamins? Nope, it will not trigger on vitamins because it had to be exact. Vitamins, okay? So what if we use we use it in a sentence? Use vitamin in a sentence. It will not trigger on strict type because strict type is it should be exact, okay? It should be exact. The keyword and the word that the user has typed should be exact. So since use vitamin in a sentence is not the same as vitamin, it will not trigger. So even the letter case, let's use capital V, vitamin, it will not trigger. So even if it's still the same word, vitamin, but since it is capitalized, the first letter is capitalized, it will not trigger. But if it is all small caps, vitamin, the very exact keyword, it will trigger. Yeah, so that's it. That's how easy it is to differentiate the three types of keywords: the match type, the wide type, and the strict type. Right? So I hope that's clear. Okay. Any further questions about the keyword type? No more. I hope I explained it really well. Hello?
Oh, you're good. It was perfect.
Okay, good. So any further questions before we end? Yeah. So guys, thank you for attending our first session. We have a lot to discuss, and we will dive deeper. We will explore more hidden features or more cool features MMIO has to offer on the chatbot on our next session and on the next session after that. So I really hope that I would also see you on the uh, next series. So I hope you learned a lot, and I hope I lit some light bulb on your brain how you can change or create your flow, how you can better execute your flow. So I really hope that this session has been helpful. So good. Here in the Philippines, good night, guys. And if it's morning to you, good morning. If it's on your time zone, I really appreciate you attending on our first session, guys. So if you have further questions, please do email me. I will send to you my email. Email me at colin@marketingmaster.io, or you can create a support ticket if you have further questions. So this is a recorded video, and I will release the recording maybe a week after all our series or the 3-day series is finished. So goodbye, guys. See you tomorrow. See you on our next training series. Bye bye.
All right. Thanks, Colin. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.